from New York, it's Two Old Farts. How you doing, David?
Yeah. Well, I'm not actually in that city, which I'm not going to pronounce, Stephen.
New
So,
York City? New York City? Is that the
no,
city, David?
no,
You're not going to
no,
pronounce New
not
York
that.
City? Are you having a
No,
strike?
no.
Because since you're not getting
I,
half of the dollar?
I may be having a stroke, but I don't know if that's the same thing.
No, it's a whole
But
different thing. So today is our Friday news show with Noosh
yeah,
Bits and the human fabric, and it's a beauty. And this is the best show
yeah,
because we don't have
yeah,
to do anything
yeah.
but sit here and look pretty.
And look, Stephen,
You
I'm
got your
prepared.
blankie with your
Got the
cat.
blanket with the
Wait, and that's
cats
the
on.
guy we interviewed
Well, I
yesterday was a cat guy.
I actually had to steal that from Annette, but there you
Oh,
go.
okay. Very
I thought,
nice.
well, if we're going to have another cuddle down session with Noosh, and
Yeah.
because I get all sort of warm and fuzzy when I listen to her,
Hey now.
and when she talks French, of course, all sorts of my
Oh,
parts of my anatomy
sure.
start to melt.
There
But
you go.
so I thought, well, I'm ready for the dulcet tones of the
Oh,
wonderful Noosh.
wow. We should bring after all that, we better bring her in. I'm wearing Mickey Mouse today. So I just
Well,
being I
well,
want yeah, we can
well.
say that
There
then.
has been said about you. You're a bit Mickey Mouse, Stephen. But
Oh, I've heard that. I've said a lot of things too. So, but let us bring the news in before this goes sideways very quickly.
The
And there she
Noosh
is.
is
Go.
here.
This is like a Broadway show with her. This is Act One. So, Miss Noosh, how are you today?
I am great, me and my little penguin.
You got the
We're
penguin.
so
Very
happy
nice.
to
yeah.
be here. Happy, well, it's the 2nd of December today, but happy 1st of December. We do celebrate every 1st of the month a little bit differently.
Really?
And this December was, my goodness, packed in emotion. I did my first newsletter ever.
Nice.
I got the name of the gallery, of the Noosh Nook is on
Yeah.
Google Maps. So I am a
Nice.
woman in business on Google Maps. What else happened? I was part of the Christmas parade last week, and I did not get the memo that it was movies from Christmas theme. So I
Okay.
just went there all by myself in my antique Christmas overall to
Uh-huh.
juggle.
Nice. Very nice.
And even then, I won the best overall prize. So there you go. A Jewish clown with her overall won the overall prize of the Salem Christmas parade.
So here's the thing. Why don't we have
that's
video of
it.
this? Why don't we have
Salem, is
video
it?
of that?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sorry, say
Salem,
that again?
New York.
Do you live in Salem?
I live in Salem. Okay, this is America. So there's like
Yeah.
probably thousands of Salem. So I live in
Oh,
Salem, New York.
okay. This is the one where they burnt all the witches. Then
No.
Actually, the witches that we have here are in Greenwich.
Yeah.
We have a Greenwich about 10 minutes away, and it
Yeah.
says under the sign, I didn't read all the lines because I'm usually driving, trying not to kill people, but there is a little pamphlet that talks about the witches of Greenwich that apparently meet every year. Make
They
potions
meet
or something.
October 31st. They meet for the Wiccan New Year. Sure.
Oh, maybe. The
No.
Wiccan
Yeah.
year. Are you a Wiccan yourself? Look at this. So literate.
No,
Yeah.
but I many years ago I dated a Wiccan. She was wonderful, and so I got to learn all about their lack of a better term, religion, their beliefs, their holidays, and I read a whole bunch of books that she gave me because I thought it'd be fun. So I learned about it, and I thought it was very cool.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
I like
and then
that.
then we got to burn people at the stakes. That was fun. I like that at the best. So yeah, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Imagine we
Okay.
could burn all the bad people at the stake still. That's not nice. I would rather,
Well-
I had a plan a few years ago. I remember, after one of our lovely dinners and many
What, you had a plan to burn
libations,
people?
I had this thought with all those political men that were at the table talking about, Putin and all the crazy people in the world.
Right.
What should we do with them? And then I just stood up, interrupted everybody with my glass of wine. I was like, we should build them centers, and we should be organized about this. We should infiltrate crazy governments, and if they go too crazy, we just kidnap them and put them in a place until they die, where they can do no harm. Because killing people,
Oh, you mean
I'll
you
tell you
just,
what.
you just put them somewhere, not not a 5-star hotel, but just put
Or
them
Austin,
somewhere.
or
until they
Austin,
die.
Texas.
No, you
Huh?
put them in California. You want to put them in LA. You want to put them in Los Angeles. Sure, that's what we do now with crazy people. We stick them in Los Angeles, then they make movies.
You
Yeah.
do? Well, they
Well,
make
if
good
you
ones.
if we all worked on that theory, of course, there'd only be about 3 of us left on the planet.
I know. And unfortunately, David and I would not be one of the 3.
Aw.
Oh,
I don't believe that.
No.
that's true.
Well,
So
they just at our age, they just leave us out to die anyway. So
yeah, I
you know,
know. At our age,
yeah, most cultures would have taken us out to the jungle anyway and left us. So
I know.
there you go.
We love that.
I mean, the jungle can be nice. Big spiders, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well,
Spiders are
I don't
spiders.
mind. I don't mind spiders.
I know Jim Stanford had that song, I don't mind spiders and snakes, and that ain't what it takes to love me. Jim Stanford wrote that in the 1970s. For all you old time people that remember Jim Stanford, then he had a Saturday night
Yeah.
television show with a puppet.
Who's Jim? Who is Jim
Oh
Stanford?
my god, this is why I know his name. I probably know him from his puppet. Where's
No,
my
you-
puppet? Let me bring you the puppet.
Go get to it. Jim Stanford was like a singer, and his song that claimed to fame, you can Google it, is called I don't like spiders and snakes, and if that's what it takes for you to love me, there you go. And that's it. That's
So-
not the puppet.
So
Yeah.
this little man, so he
Yes.
has a little system on his feet and on his head. But when we went to the city last time, the city where I lose things all the time. So usually
She means
you
New York.
move there. This is the way he is. And then you move his dancing feet like this.
Very cool.
And his poor feet, I need to fix them because he done so much this summer. So look at this. He's all exhausted, my poor little noodle. But
Yeah.
that will be for another Noosh bit.
That's
I'll
another
introduce
Noosh
you
bit.
to him and to
Yeah.
the other dragon that is still in
Does
bed.
he?
Okay.
Does he have a name? Does he have a name? Now?
Well, so I've been asking my American friends to help me with this because I have one dragon that is with a hand, like he moves with a hand, and this guy,
Right.
and I wanted to find them names that are half of each other and they are a good pun for dragons, but my English is not good enough to make that up, and so far nobody has stepped in.
Puff
So
the
if
Magic
you two
Dragon.
or the public wants to help me,
There you go.
please help me name my lovely
Well,
dragons.
let's have a look at the puppet again, the one we have to give a name to, and that will be the challenge for everybody.
So I'll bring
Name.
this. I'll bring the other puppet with me
Next week.
another time,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
we
so
can
we'll
get them properly
Okay.
introduced, and I'll fix a little piece of wood for him so I can demonstrate you their personalities and characters.
That's
so
gonna
you
be
can then
fun.
name them.
Wait, so
And
I would
Noosh-
name the dragon Puff the Magic Dragon or HR Puff and stuff.
I don't
HR
smoke anymore. I
puff
don't
and
want
stuff.
puff and nothing.
Okay, well, HR Puff and Stuff was a television show in the 70s called
Oh,
HR
yeah, I
Puff with a
remember
Big
it.
Dragon.
Yeah,
And then Puff the Magic Dragon is the song.
it's a little bit
So-
sad, that song, no? If I remember.
I don't know. I don't really remember.
I think
just,
I think it's drug related, but that's another story.
everything was drug related in the 60s. Are you kidding?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, every song is drug related. Anything they saw was either drugs or sex. Yes.
Actually, I found this lovely, it's like snippets of culture in French on Facebook.
Of course it is.
I'll need to find the name for anybody who would like to follow it in French. But it's very nice. It's from 3 to 7 or 8 minutes.
Right.
And they highlight a person and show something that happened, like either all their lives or just like something momentous that happened. And our singer, if you know Serge Gainsbourg, he's a
Sure.
very
Yeah,
famous.
we had dinner last night. He was a wonderful person.
But so he's not, I mean, he's an amazing musician and singer and songwriter, but he smoked weed. He was Jane Birkin's lover. Like, husband. That guy. But so, yeah, you know him. So smoking weed all the time and being high all the time. But so for when he was I forgot how old he was, but they put together on a show a choir of kids aging 8 to 10,
Okay.
that they drew beards on,
Okay.
hold a glass of apple juice because he used to always drink apple juice, and Gitan chocolate cigarettes, and
Nice.
singing a song that he wrote, but replacing the lyrics, like to make something sweet for him. Can you imagine if
Right.
that was done today? All the lawsuits.
Wow.
It was
And that's
adorable.
and that's the problem with today, the pussification of everything. All the
Oh, no, I
woke,
know.
all of this, it's ridiculous. So
It is
what do you
ridiculous.
have? What?
That's a clue. Pussification, Noosh. Because I knew you were coming on, I've shown Stephen already. I am ready for you. Got my
Oh my goodness,
blanket.
cat
yes. All right,
blanket.
but wait. Remember last week we said that this today is going to be a different Noosh bits. I mean, I'm not going to be reading so much about the things that I write as much I will be presenting you the pieces and bits that I've been working on for
Nice.
this Christmas season.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Well,
So
I'm
those are the art
ready.
bits.
We're ready to snuggle
So-
down. So
But so you can keep your blanket. It will be still a lovely thing to listen because I did prepare something to read since I'm not quite the best orator yet, which I know. So I want to make sure that I go through all the points
Okay.
along the way. And you're more than welcome to interrupt me if you have any questions or anything.
We never interrupt anybody.
You've met us. You know we're going to interrupt you.
I know. So, all right. So for this new year, this is a project that I wanted to do last year, but it didn't work out for many different reasons. I don't think I really had the time, nor I did have the technique. I had something in my mind that I wanted to do very sculpturally, but I did not know then what to use. And through discovering, I mentioned her once, Golsa Gochieri. I'll find her name. I need to be better at names. Snippet number one. But so she makes those beautiful, beautiful paintings where she used structurally acrylic in 3D to make those. It's a painting slash sculpture. It's really, really beautiful. So I finally found the right. I mean, it was just called thick acrylic. Duh, could have guessed that a year ago. But I was thinking like it's gonna be so complex, but it's actually like complicated, but it's just not. So finally this year, I do have all the ingredients to make this project.
Very cool.
Here we go. So the first thing that I do use are slates, and I want to tell you a little bit more about slates. Slates come from something called metamorphism. And since I always loved caterpillars and their metamorphosis, I had a sweet spot for those stones from the beginning. So the way that they are formed is from the repetitive pressure of layered rocks over time. Many, many, many layers make this magical stone appear in her blue layered tints, which is very abundant in our area, which I actually like because they're local. So the more local, the better.
Cool.
Another thing I love about slates is that they're super dense. So they absorb under 0.4 on the scale of the wet committee. I didn't pick the metric, but 0.4, very tiny.
Just in it, that alone gets me excited that there's a wet committee. So
I knew it would. You
thank you.
So which makes them hard to break or freeze. And that for me is one of the qualities I love about this stone and what that represents. Grit and endurance. She won't let your tears and hardships of life break through her strong stillness to bring you grounding throughout the days. Even its color makes me kind of think of Yoda when he's in the woods somewhere in the darkness, meditating. To that is actually known a balancing stone that helps you find harmony. And another lovely thing that I love about slate is that their color is determined from the rocks that will be layering over time, long time to make them. So depending on their diet, basically. Isn't that nice?
Very
Getting
nice.
your looks from your surrounding nutrients. I think that's very sweet.
Very cool.
So here in upstate New York, there are bluish, darkish grays, giving it an oceanic depth, a strong sense of peace and quiet. And another great thing about this stone is that they're a great conductor. I mean, every time that I say that, I imagine a conductor of symphony, but kind of also a conductor, but conductor, like what you think.
Yeah.
Using them
Okay.
as hot or cold plates.
Could be a bus conductor.
Mm-hmm. But for our purposes, I want us to remember that they will be the conductors, you see? The conductors for things that you want to set in your life this year. So, going back to our geographical wonders, I have been spending time finding the best pieces to create this project along the last few months. They need to be just the right size and depicting this intricate shape that I will show you now. Let me see. So this one's actually blue grayish with a little tint of red. Do you see it well? Do you see it all in focus?
Yes.
All right. So as you can see here, there's a horizontal line. Then there is a kind of brown mountain. And then from its top, there's a light shining within, shining from the top, the tip. Yes?
Yes.
So the horizon represents your world perspective and possibilities ahead. The mountain is what you have to climb over time and throughout your life. And at its top shines your light within that guides you all along the way. So
Very pretty.
let's put her
Noosh,
back
can I
here
ask
for
you,
now.
is that completely natural? What
It's
you've just shown
completely
us?
natural, but it only occurs depending on how
No,
they come together, because those slates that I get are usually from people that want to do different roofing, so I usually get them from roofs, so
yeah.
from their
But the
juxtapositions.
slate you just show us.
Yeah.
Did you that imagery that you were talking about? Did you
Yeah.
put that imagery on the slate, or
No,
is
no,
it just
that
how
was
the
made
slate?
naturally from 20 years being on top, like on top of other slates on the roof, and because of
Wow.
the weather conditions, so it made
Yeah.
that imprint because of the way they were layered. But they're not all the same. So from all the slates that I get, I need to go. I mean, first of all, the smaller size. For some reason, the bigger size is the one that I find the most. So the smaller size is the one that I need for this particular project, just because. I mean, I will show you the finished product at the end, but I need that format so that it actually looks balanced and harmonious. And I do need my horizon and my mountain and the light that comes right from the top that shines for you. So it's not all the slates. So it takes me a bit of time, which is, I mean, it's like going through caves of magic. I feel like an elf hunting the mountains with light amongst slates. So, so there we go for that wonderful imprint that, yeah, nature makes. How beautiful. So yeah, condition needs to be just right for me to find those from my slate caves of retired pieces that I bring back to life. Yes, since I do my best to source most of the materials I use for art from things that have been used, antiques, discontinued fabrics, I do make a big effort to find as much as possible discarded things to give them a second life, because there's so much, I don't know, so much beauty still in so many things that people just throw away or want to throw away, which is sad. It makes me sad. So I bring them to life. Let me see. Oh, and speaking of beauty, on this beautiful scenery, I then add another magical wonder. So have you heard about the Enzo sign from Japan?
I've heard about the Enzo Ferrari, but I haven't heard about the Enzo
Of
sign.
course, like every boy in town. No Enzo
No,
sign?
no.
All right. So it is something that has been done for centuries in the Japanese culture. It's an open-ended circle that is a popular symbol in Buddhism and considered as the sacred symbol of Zen. The perfectly imperfect circle. And it's pretty old, actually. It's found around the 6th century and was believed back then to represent the idea of the immense space that has, wait for that one, that has no need of anything and contains nothing that it needs. So that's one to sit with for a second.
There you go.
Indication of satisfaction with what one has. Empty, but yet full with no beginnings nor end. Made in one simple stroke, but written in 2 words. Let me see. Oh, I cannot show you because you're on the phone. All right, I'll show you next time. But there are 2 Japanese kanji letters. The first one means circle, easy. But the second one is open for interpretations. And the one I think I like the most is the circle of togetherness. Because I do believe that more than ever, we need togetherness right now. And not only with others, but starting with oneself, one true self. Finding your own togetherness with you to be able to then extend your togetherness with the whole humanity, right? It's the same practice about love and all those deep sentiments. Have them towards yourself first so that you can project them into the world. Which brings me to another interpretation of it: harmonious relationships and balance between all things. Another one: the cyclic nature of life, a reflection of life and nature. And going back to a little Yoda, the Enzo also indicates the perfect meditative state. And last but not least, spiritually, it is considered a mirror of the moon. The moon! And
Are you
therefore,
howling? Are you howling?
I know, I'm always, I mean, you know, the moon is actually my planet and my sign. We do have
Okay.
a very strong relationship. So yes, I'm howling for her.
Okay.
And therefore, the mirror of the moon is an emblem suggesting enlightenment. Isn't that a beautiful sign? The
That
Enzo,
is.
like a beautiful concept, right?
Yeah.
Everything but nothing. It's so many wonderful concepts, and they do it either in an open-ended circle or a closed circle. So for now, I've been only studying the open-ended because I do like that there is space for between everything and nothing, and the outside and the inside, you know.
Right.
So like the monks, or as close as I can get, I put myself in a meditative state with my meditative slate.
Wow. Those are big
And
words.
create those Enzos for you for the new year, putting all the good energies, all the breaths, all the tides within me and within the world for you to start the year with a clean slate.
Very nice. That
Oh,
is
wow.
very, very nice. Bravo. Or it would be like this at a coffee bar, or very beautiful.
Very
Beautiful.
nice, very good.
It was
I'm
very
glad
nice.
you
I
liked
liked it.
You know,
That was very cool.
it's been really a project that has been so dear to me because I believe that, I mean, at least it's been working for me, and I know it's been working for people to have something that always reminds you or grounds you or reminds you of something sweet or grounds you, like something that is always there. And once, like for all the people that would get it, like they will have all this story. I'm working on the website for all those concepts so that when they get it, I offer them also, like I have a meditation for them to do at the beginning,
Right.
and so that, you know, that will be then embedded in them, because, you know, our brains are magical. If you really put a program in and believe in it, that's it, you'll be running it, and that will be useful for you. So to have this lovely sign with all this concept, no matter what happens in your life, I wanted to be there for them to give whatever they need at that moment: a breath of air, settlement, inspiration, anything really. You know, it's very, I mean, it's open-ended. That's the beauty of it.
Right.
On this grounding slate.
But I like that, the Enzo, sir. I like that Enzo. I like that circle where you have the, like Rolls Royce and Bentley use the infinity circle, which is the endless loop. But I like the
Oh,
Enzo.
they do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but I like this. This is very nice. This is very Asian. I like that. So.
And I mean, yeah, those Japanese people. There's I love all the different concepts that they have, and they literally have places where monks, you know, that's all they do. It's
Right.
in one brushstroke. They do the Enzo. That's
it.
practice. You know.
Wow. That's a guy one. Well, they also have Godzilla. So, you know, between Godzilla and the Enzo, you have it all.
I wonder who'll win.
The monks. So
The monks, probably.
probably. That was very cool.
So I would like to read now for you a bit about, again, the life of colors. So I thought we could either do, because I mean, the slates, are they really bluish gray? You know, so they're mainly made around Pennsylvania, Virginia, and New York State, and we have one place where they make, I mean, where they make them, where they mine them here. Mining, is that the word?
Mining is a good word.
So we could either read one of the blues, like cobalt.
Right.
I'm going to give you two choices: either cobalt blue, or Payne's, Payne apostrophe S, not Payne's, but Payne's gray.
What do you think, David? You want cobalt blue or Payne's gray?
I'm a cobalt blue man myself. Blue is
That's
the
what I
color.
heard.
All right,
Yeah.
cobalt blue.
Football
All right.
is
Cobalt
the
blue
game.
it is.
Cobalt blue it is. All righty. On May 29th of 1945, shortly after the liberation of Holland, Han van Mingeren, an artist and art dealer, was arrested for collaborating. Not only had he amassed a suspicious fortune during the Nazi occupation, he had sold Christ and the Adulteress, an early work by Vermeer, to Hermann Göring. If found guilty, he could be hanged. Van Meegeren not only vigorously denied the accusation, but countered with a claim of his own. The Vermeer, he said, wasn't really a Vermeer at all. He had painted it himself. Nice one. At worst, he said, he was guilty only of forgery, and since he had completely fooled the Reichsmarschall, should he not in fact be celebrated as a Dutch hero? What a cocky little one, this one. Oh my goodness. Some of the paintings that he alleged to have passed off during his career as a forger, several more Vermeers and a couple of Peter de Hoeks, among others, were on display in museums and had been hailed by critics as long-lost masterpieces. Van Meegeren claimed to have made 8 million guilders, around 33 million today, 32 million today, pardon me. When prominent museum directors and critics refused to believe him, Van Meegeren found himself in the unusual position of having to persuade people of his guilt. He had, he told the court, specialized in Vermeers because of the huge gap in the artist's oeuvre. Most of the dissonance between his style as a young man and that of his later years. Van Meegeren had used a composition from a Caravaggio for one forgery, Christ and the Pilgrims at Emmaus, knowing that art historians were desperately looking for proof of the theory that Vermeer's style had an Italian origin. He had also paid attention to the technical details. Rather than using the traditional linseed oil as his paint medium, he has used bakelite, a plastic that sets solid when heated. This let him fool the standard X-ray and solvent tests used to determine the age of oil paintings, which take much longer to harden. He had painted on old canvases that had authentic craquelure, the network of tiny fissures that develop in old paintings, and had only used pigments that would have been available in the 17th century. In every case, that is, except one. The giveaway was a particular shade that was found, upon closer examination, to contain a pigment that wasn't created until 130 years after Vermeer's death. Cobalt blue. It is not surprising that Van Meegeren had missed the switch. Cobalt blue was, after all, one of the blues created specifically as a synthetic substitute for ultramarine. A French chemist, Louis-Jacques Thénard, decided the key would lie in cobalt, the element Sèvres potters used in their blue glazes, just as it had been used to make the sky-colored tiles on the roofs of Persians' mosques. Mosques? Yes, les mosquées. It was also present in the famous medieval iris blue glass at Chartres and Saint-Denis in Paris, and in the cheap artist pigment smalt. In 1802, Thénard made his breakthrough. A mixture of cobalt arsenate and cobalt phosphate and alumina, roasted at high temperatures, produced a fine, deep blue. The chemist and author George Field, writing in 1835, described it as the modern improved blue, neither tending to green nor purple, and approaching in brilliancy the finest ultramarine. The presence of cobalt blue in Van Meegeren's work, though, had unmasked him, and his works were quietly taken down from museum walls and discreetly stashed away. In November 1947, 2 years after his arrest, he was finally found guilty. not of collaboration with the Nazi regime, although a book of his drawings had been found in Hitler's personal library, bearing the inscription, "To my beloved Führer," in grateful tribute, but of forgery. He was sentenced to a year in prison, but he died, some said of a broken heart, the following month.
Aww.
I do believe that people can die from broken hearts.
Aww.
Don't you?
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember my first broken heart when I found out, when I first watched PBS and I found out they were nonprofit. I almost died. Yeah, I was in tears.
You poor thing.
I know. I was in tears for days. I was like, nonprofit. Oh my God. I don't understand that concept. I was 3.
So I would
So,
like to show you now that we have a little
hey,
bit more about the color and
yes,
the
yes.
story. My pieces of slate. What do you
Yes,
think?
please. We
All
want
right.
to see Slate.
Let's see
We
those
want to see
things.
Slate before it's too late.
Oh,
Haha.
look at you. You're a poet. You don't even know it. And your long feet show it.
And your long feature. Let's see. Can you hear me? No.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can hear me. You hear me
Oh,
with this. Let's see.
yeah,
You
look, you
can
got
hear
a
me better
microphone.
now. All right. All right, let's see. So how do I do? Oh, I don't have to do anything. Look at that. I just need to take this
Yeah, there you go.
and take myself, and
I like
off
the
we
fact that
go through the
she sings while
forest.
we're on the show. So
Through
we
the
don't have to do
forest
anything.
of
Yeah.
She just
Noosh,
sings.
and here, up
Oh,
here,
we just go
the
through
Oh,
the
three
very
jungle now.
slates.
pretty. There you go.
So I did make them in 3 different colors, and I just want to show you. So
Oh,
as you
that's the
can,
Enzo. Okay,
this
that's the
is the
Yeah.
circle.
yeah. So this is the Enzo sign, and you see the structural
Mm-hmm.
texture, right? So this is one that I made in gold. This is another one that I
So,
made.
Noosh, if someone wants to buy this, how much do you selling them for?
So this is actually the magic of Christmas this year.
Okay.
So I am doing something very special because I do believe that art should be accessible
Right.
for as many people as possible. Look at this. Isn't that
That's
nice? With a
beautiful.
little sheen. I
Yeah.
Very
really
pretty.
like this. So this year I am calling for people that do have a little bit of budgets for art so that with their donations I can provide as many pieces as possible for, well, I say that I'll show you my Christmas tree. Look at this. Ah,
Very nice.
isn't this nice?
Wow.
Let me
Oh,
see it.
that's
We'll go outside.
Sweet.
Hold on. I want to show you from outside and then we'll go back
Okay.
in.
Three
It's
dimensional.
beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Very nice.
So I thought it would take me about 3 hours to do this. It took me 3 days.
Same 3 days, 3 hours. It's all the same. Very pretty.
The Holy Trinity.
I
All
see
right.
that.
So let me see it. So let me
So wait,
just
you're
put
losing your
all
train
of
of
this
thought.
back. Yes.
We were looking
Yeah.
at your Enzo slates. So if we
Yes.
wanted to, if
Let me
someone
just.
wants to buy an Enzo slate, how would that work? How can they buy it? Because you're talking about donations. So
Yeah.
you're going to
All
sell
right.
them. So what happens?
So all right. So as I said, I would like this to be available to as many people as possible.
Okay.
People, and especially seeing people who state, there's a lot of people that have a huge appreciation for art, but they don't have the means. We had one actually, this restaurant that I'm helping doing the designs for, when we had some music. I'm very close to the owner, and she told me that there was this one person who came to see the music and only had a coffee. And when she asked him if he wanted another coffee, he said that he didn't have that in the budget this week.
Right.
So this is the reality, of a lot of people. So I'm calling upon all of you who have enough money to go gallivanting around and buying art. I'm not putting a cap on however high you want to go to buy a piece of slate from me. And I'll be using all the money to be able to create slates for people that want to have a piece of art beautiful like this that has so much meaning within their homes. I'll do as many as I can, and asking them, like for a very small donation or whatever they can afford.
Right. But if
So,
somebody's watching,
rich
so if
people
somebody's
put me to
watching this,
work.
okay, so if somebody's watching this, and someone
Yeah.
says, I want to buy one of your slates. So don't
So
ask this. It's not,
you should. I'm gonna put that on I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna add this weekend on my website, a special section for the slates, and they should get in contact with me and tell me, like whether they do have a budget and they want to help with this new structure that I'm doing, or they don't have a budget. So I'll be having, a list of people that only have X amount of money to give me for the piece of art. And then on
Right.
the
And
other side, I
what
have
is the
many
name
that
of
will
your
give me X
We have her
What
amount.
is
website in the link below. That
Yeah.
let
in the
me
link
let's
below?
put it. The link below. We always have Noosh's website, so it'll be
Yes.
there.
Okay.
So
But
yeah,
Noosh, if
I'll
someone
explain
just
the
if
structure, but
some
yeah, basically, it's sliding scale, but it's really asking people to step up and helping me, putting me to work to make art for people that just can't afford it.
but if somebody says to you, I want to buy it, and they don't
Yeah.
care about the scale or this or that, and someone says, how much? How much is for the slate? What would you charge?
I haven't thought about that. I'm really
Okay.
trying to just do,
Yeah, you want to be altruistic, and I get that, but the problem's going to be is someone who like me who collects art. I'm like, what's the value? What's your value in that? What do you think it's worth? Is it worth $10? Is it worth 150, 200, 1,000? What's the so there's got to be a number, and then
Okay,
what
so
you could do,
I'll pick a
think of a
number.
number.
I'll pick a
But here,
number. I'll pick a
but
fair number. How about that?
right,
I'll pick
that's
a
fine. But
fair
here's
number. I'll pick
what
a
you
fair
could
number
do,
between the amount of time that it gets me to get all those slates, to
right?
get them prepped, to then do the structure and do the stripes with the meditation.
You know what we can do if you want is we can
Yes.
do a live auction. We can put an auction up with the slates
Yeah,
on our
how about
webs
we
on our
do one
website.
at auction? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We'll do one at auction, and I'll see what people would want to buy
There
it
you
for.
go.
I mean, I'll put a minimum of like the minimum
Right.
of how much it costs me, like material and time wise.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And then,
and
but I would do
then
an auction. I would put all three up for auction. So if you're going to do that, just say this Friday or next Friday, it's fine. And then below, people can see that there's an auction of the slates and we can promote it. And then everybody that's listening, it's like, I want to really be part of this movement to be part of it. And they can go and they can bid as an auction. And then this way you can see whether it sells for $100 or it sells for $10,000.
that would be absolutely amazing. That would be
Okay.
really
So
really great.
next Friday,
Yeah,
everybody,
we can
we're
definitely
going
do it
to, we're
next
gonna,
week. I mean, they're ready to
we're,
go.
right. We will do the auction. Well, there's stuff that we have to do and you have to do for us to get the auction up and running.
Yes,
So,
yeah, no, absolutely. I'll
so
you tell me, chef.
okay, we will right after when we're done recording this. We will. So next Friday, everybody, you'll be able to see. Well, today you'll be able to see Noosh's links below. Next Friday
Yes.
there'll be an auction. So you people on the podcast, unfortunately, you're going to have to. I don't know. The links will all be there, but if you want to actually see what you'd be buying, you should probably go back and watch
Yes.
the show. But we'll show you again. But it'll all be up there, podcast and auction and whatnot. So she'll
And
be able to
buy it for
follow
you,
up.
or buy it here for somebody that you know that could use a little, like
Yeah.
something, a beautiful symbol like that will be hanging close to them, so they can shine the light of their mountain on the horizon of their lives.
I like
know?
that. Yeah. So we can help some
I think
people
it's a
that would
perfect
like a little
Christmas
art
gift
or Hanukkah gift
or Hanukkah gift.
or
I mean, it's a gift
Kwanzaa,
for,
which is a made up
any time is
religion.
good, but now with the Christmas season,
I know.
a clean
Hanukkah is always a
slate,
good gift
starting the year with a clean
with a
slate.
clean slate.
What is better
Yeah.
than that?
And just think if you get 8 of them, I can give one every day of Hanukkah.
There you go.
There you go. There it is. That's as easy as we can make it. What else do you have for us, Noosh? Is that it for this Friday, December 2nd,
This is
2022?
yeah, I think that's it for this Friday. That's all I
Very
have in
nice.
store for you. I mean, unless you want me to do something else, I'm sure I can think of something.
No, we're good because now we're going to go off air and we're going to post this so people can see it. And we're going to talk about the auction with you off air. But everybody next
Wonderful.
Friday, Noosh's auction will be there and we'll be promoting it in social with she. So help somebody that wants art.
Excited. By the
So-
way,
Yeah, I think
everybody,
it's-
if you guys love my new microphone out there, I wanted
We
all
do.
of you to be hearing me better. So
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
the magic
But I
of
think it's-
technology. You gotta like
I
it.
think it's really important, because people go OTT at this time of the year for whatever festival they choose to be involved in, and you just end up with stuff, pile of stuff on let's say on Christmas Day that you don't really want. So as opposed to buying all sorts of crap for people who don't really want it, this would be a
Exactly.
wonderful way of purchasing something. It's art, and give people an opportunity to have something beautiful in their
Yeah,
house.
it's
Or
art.
maybe
I'm
they-
making it from something that is going to be discarded, but it's still
Yeah.
beautiful. There's so much meaning in it.
Right.
Instead of like buying something made in China that will break in a year, or something that people. I mean, especially for people like if they want to buy something and they're not sure what. That's such a beautiful gift, because I mean I can't imagine anybody saying without knowing the meaning around it. they're like, oh my god, no, like this sucks. No,
So
I
now
mean,
they
if
can
they
get it-
really
they
think
can
of
get
that,
a
they can give it to somebody that who needs it.
That's
But I
right.
mean,
They
so
can get
far,
a
I
clean
never had
slate with an
anybody,
Enzo.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
They get a
And-
they can get a clean slate with an Enzo. That's
I mean,
beautiful.
yeah,
There
for
you
the
go.
new year, I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to get one. I'll probably make one for myself. I haven't, but yeah,
Okay.
I want
Noosh,
one in my area.
You're the artist. You can make as many as you want. But yeah,
But
so
you know, but
come
that's
up with,
actually something that they say. You know, like the best. I mean, not only businesses, but the best endeavors that work the most is like do something that you would want to have in your life.
right. Well, I like your slates, and I think our fans will like it, and your fans will like it. So we need to come up with a price, and we need to do an
Yes, all
auction.
right.
So
I'll come
December
up with the price, and
December
I'll
9th.
I'll be posting by tomorrow.
All right. Well,
Before the end of
December 9th,
Shabbat.
though.
I
I
can't
know-
do
I
it
got
on
that.
Shabbat, so
I
before the
understand.
end of tomorrow. I mean, no, at the end of the day
Tonight.
tomorrow, I'll be posting the website.
Right. But here on the
I mean,
here
the
on
piece
here
on the
on
website about the slate with the initial price.
right. But here on our site and our stuff on December 9th, the auction will start.
Yes.
It'll run for 1 week. So from the
Drum
9th,
roll!
the 9th through the 16th, people have an opportunity to bid on it, and and help Noosh give art to people that can't do art. And there
Let
you
me
go.
bring the trumpet.
I love this show.
Actually, bells and whistles here. I'm gonna
There you
do
go.
the announcements.
There you go. Very nice. Well, with that announcement, everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful week. And next week, don't mix the auction. Noosh, stay with us because we're going to discuss. Bye, everybody. See you later.
Mwah.
Bye bye, everybody.